civil, civil, civil. So, let's talk about the word civil. It can be both an adjective and a noun, depending on how it's used. As an adjective, civil typically means relating to citizens or their rights, being polite or courteous, or having to do with the laws or customs of a country. Such as the civil code in France is quite different from ours. When used as a noun, a civil war broke out between the two groups. It refers to people who are not members of the military, particularly citizens participating in conflict. In general usage, civil often connotes a sense of respectability or normalcy. So you might hear someone say, the civil service is an important part of our government. One thing to note about civil is that it can sometimes be used to contrast with words like military, police, or law enforcement, which have more specific connotations. In formal usage, the president spoke to the media about the civil rights movement, highlighting its significance in shaping the country's current laws and policies. Context: a press conference where the president addresses major social issues. Moving on to casual conversation, Sarah turned to her friend and said, "I'm so mad at the way they treated me. It was totally uncivil," as they sipped their coffee on a Sunday morning. Context: friends catching up over brunch and discussing recent events. In business or academic usage, the report from the Civil Engineering Department highlighted several concerns regarding infrastructure maintenance, citing potential risks to public safety if immediate action is not taken. Context: a meeting where experts present research findings to inform future planning decisions. So you want to know about that concept that refers to the behavior and relationships between people in a community, right? Well, it basically describes how we interact with each other in a way that is respectful, kind, and fair. People who live in communities where this concept is strong tend to be considerate of one another's feelings and rights, and they usually have rules or social norms that help everyone get along. It's like having a set of unwritten guidelines that says, treat others the way you want to be treated. Some other concepts that are similar to this include being courteous, polite, or gentle, and in some cultures, it might be associated with words like moral or decent. When people use this concept, they're usually trying to create a positive and harmonious environment where everyone can feel safe and valued. Code. 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 Let's talk about the word code. As an English word, code is a noun, which means it refers to a concept or a thing, rather than an action or a state of being. In common usage, the term code can refer to a set of rules or instructions that dictate how something should be done, like a code of conduct for a company. It can also refer to a system of symbols, letters, and numbers used to represent information in a way that's not easily understandable by humans, such as computer programming languages or secret codes used for communication. You might also hear the term code in medical contexts, referring to a patient's medical history, test results, or treatment plans. It's worth noting that the word code can have different connotations depending on its context. It can be formal and serious, like a law code, or playful and mysterious, like a secret code between friends. I'd be happy to help you with examples of how to use the word code in different contexts. So, let's say we're having a formal dinner party and I want to mention that the invitation has some complex instructions. So I would say, I'm having trouble deciphering the code on the invitation. Can someone explain what RSVP by the 15th means? This is an example of a casual conversation usage where the word code refers to a set of unclear or ambiguous instructions. On the other hand, in a business setting, I might say, our marketing team has successfully cracked the code for increasing sales by targeting our most loyal customers first. Here, the word code is used to refer to a solution or strategy that was difficult to find but ultimately effective. Finally, if I'm explaining to someone how to write code in a programming class, I might say, to get started with coding, you'll need to learn basic syntax and be familiar with data types. In this context, the word code refers to written instructions or programming language used for computer programming. So you want to know about that set of rules and instructions that computers follow? It's essentially a set of commands written in a special language that a computer can understand, allowing it to perform specific tasks. The main characteristics are that it's made up of tiny instructions, like a recipe for the computer, which it follows step by step. Some people also call it a set of guidelines or a formula for solving problems. It's used in all sorts of things like apps, websites, and even the operating systems themselves. Think of it like a blueprint that tells the computer exactly how to build something, like a house, so you get the right result every time. Commit. 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 So, let's talk about the word commit. It's a pretty versatile verb that can have different meanings depending on the context. In general, to commit means to give someone responsibility or control over something, like committing money to an investment or committing time to a project. However, it can also mean to do something intentionally, like committing a crime or committing a mistake. In addition, it's often used in sports and games to refer to making a goal or scoring points, as in committing the winning goal. Overall, the key thing to remember is that commit always implies some kind of deliberate action or decision, whether it's positive or negative. Here are 3 practical example sentences using the word commit with context explanations. In a formal setting, you might say, I commit to being at this meeting on time and I expect all attendees to be present. As well, this usage conveys a sense of responsibility and accountability. On the other hand, in a casual conversation, someone might say, I'm committed to trying that new restaurant downtown tonight. Want to join me? Here, the word commit is used more loosely to mean being dedicated or enthusiastic about something. In a business or academic context, you might say, the team has committed to delivering this project within the next 6 months and will provide regular progress updates. In this case, the word commit is used to convey a sense of responsibility and deadline. So you want to know about this important concept? Well, let me tell you, when you make a decision to put your energy, time, and effort into something that's meaningful to you, you're taking a step towards making it happen. This involves being fully engaged with what you're doing, thinking deeply about the consequences of your actions, and using your skills and talents to see things through to completion. It's like setting a goal for yourself and saying, I'm going to make this happen, no matter what. Main characteristics include having a clear direction, being determined, and staying focused on your objectives. You might also hear it referred to as taking charge, making a plan, or seeing something through to the end. Basically, it's about being proactive and dedicated to achieving your goals.